So we got some controversial news today. Quite a bit of an interesting topic that I figured I'd address since I have a little bit of experience with this and can help make sense of it for people. First, we're going to cover Transformer Tuesday quickly. We have some brand new pre-orders for Shattered Glass Leader Class Grimlock. Got a brand new photo shoot of those, and the pre-orders are up, so go check that out on Hasbro Pulse. A very good way to own that Grimlock mold until we get that awesome Toxitron collection version at some point. And of course, also the Flame Toys for iModel G1 Shockwave. Its sexiness has come out, my favorite of the Decepticons. So be sure to check that out too. So the topic today, though, is it's been going around. A lot of people have been asking me to give my 2 cents about it because I work heavily with licensees and people that work officially third party with the Transformer licenses. And I work many times either as a creative consultant or a designer or, a concept designer, copywriter, man of many hats when I do these jobs, because a lot of times the individuals that get these licenses, sometimes they're not very versed in the world of Transformers, be it visual, story-wise, lore, or otherwise, sometimes even on a trademark level. And so I'm very, very familiar with all of this. And we did a news segment just a couple of days ago talking about a Energon axe and an Energon sword that was found at a Five Below in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We just covered it quickly. I thought, the sword looks kind of cool, and that was that. Go check them out. It seems that at least in the case of the Energon axe, I'll get into that deeper in a moment, the Energon axe, the design was lifted from a fan's design that was on the internet by the name of Thomas Duncan, aka the Priminator. And we're going to kind of get into that and why that probably happened. So first off, the Energon axe, the Energon sword, they're not Hasbro created products. They're Hasbro licensed products. And what usually happens when you have Hasbro licensed products is these companies, like I've said many times before with the control art segments that we've done and everything, these guys come to Hasbro and go, hey, we want to license Transformers because we're going to make, mugs or t-shirts or backpacks or whatever. And Hasbro goes, okay, cool. Like, they give them different kinds of control art packages or media kits to let them know, like, hey, here's what, Optimus Prime, here's some art that we could provide unless you guys want to make your own art and stuff. And usually what happens is, and this really depends from situation to situation, stuff that I've worked with, let's say with Renegade Games, with the TCGs and the deck building games and stuff, they have provided art by IDW. So there's less of a need to kind of confirm with Hasbro visuals because most of it was confirmed many years ago as pre-existing license art when IDW licensed their stuff. And then sometimes you have stuff that's made from the ground up, and what they usually have to do is just run it by Hasbro and go, hey, is this okay? And if it meets the criterias, that's fine. What I think probably happened here is, so you have the Energon axe and the Energon sword. These were products that were created by a third-party Transformer official licensee company called Forever Clever. These guys we've talked about many times in the past in small little pieces and portions here on the podcast. The most recent, outside of talking about the axe and the sword here, we talked about the Squeezlings. And Forever Clever, they make these low-budget, made-for dollar store, family dollar, Dollar Tree, Five Below. They make these cheapy kind of items that are made for those low-budget kind of stores across a multitude of licensed properties. When you go to Forever Clever's website, you not only see Transformers, you see G.I. Joe, you see Ninja Turtles, My Little Pony, Power Rangers, SpongeBob, the list goes on and on and on. And you see that the stuff that they make is, hey, it's Transformers, and it uses that authentic control art, and we're going to throw it on a paper plane, or we're going to throw it on a chalk set, or a painting set, or anything like that. There's so many different things, sticker sets, simple products that are put out there. But what happens sometimes is these companies, because they're literally just churning out product and just kind of working low cost, sometimes they, dare I say, are a little lazy about it. And you can even see it with Forever Clever's website. You know, when you go to the Transformer section, for some reason on their Transformer section, they have some Obari-san Studio Ox Convoy Optimus Prime art from, I dare I say, you know, TV Magazine 1985, 1986, probably 85, which they probably just pulled from Google and just slapped it on their website with no permission at all. So it's something where it's pretty clear what probably happened here. And I'll even tell you from my own personal experience just testing this out. An individual at Forever Clever was like, hey, we want to make some Transformer roleplay items, nice and cheap for, you know, the Dollar Trees and all of these cheapy places. And they hired some individual. And that individual's like, okay, I got to make an axe and a sword that Optimus Prime has. All right. And he Googled Optimus Prime axe. And I'll tell you something. When you Google Optimus Prime axe, do you know what the first thing that comes up? Well, it is Thomas Duncan's swords and everything like that, and the axe specifically, on Etsy, on eBay, or otherwise. And this is where it falls into ignorance of the individual. He's not a Transformer fan, the guy that probably, you know, was hired to do this. He probably went, okay, that's clearly Optimus Prime's axe here that's being sold on eBay, so I'm just going to use these designs here. And lifted it, had no idea what he was doing. And I've seen this before many times where sometimes even Hasbro designers, they reference Google Images for references for stuff and not realizing it's fan product. It's been done in the past. I don't want to name names and what they are because it'll definitely put fingers on them, but it's happened quite a few times. You could leave it in the comments below if you wish. But either way. But it's happened. And so it's something where I see them probably just going, oh, that's Optimus Prime's axe, according to Google. And it's the first thing that comes up, so it can't be wrong, right? What's an Etsy? I don't know. And then they just made that product. And when they then have to, because when they make product from the ground up, they have to submit it to Hasbro to then get an okay. And they probably looked at it and went, yeah, that looks like Optimus Prime's axe. Sure, no problem. They probably didn't they weren't going to do the due diligence and go, did they lift it off of someone off of Etsy that's selling, 3D printed Optimus Prime axes that they made themselves through Shapewaves or whatever. It's something where I'm pretty sure on that other end too, they just went, yeah, it's an orange axe with some, veneering and detail on the surface there. So that's what probably happened. And it's just a classic case a lot of times of the individuals at the third-party licensing company. They don't have a creative consultant. They don't have an individual that is in tune with the brand. And thus, when they're pretty much commissioned to do this kind of stuff internally within their company, they get whoever to do it. And this might come as a surprise, but a lot of times you have guys working on these brands that are not fans of these brands. They don't live it and breathe it like we do. And these kind of things happen. And it's unfortunate that an individual who, I almost feel like it was done accidentally. It wasn't done in malice. I feel sorry that, Thomas Duncan, the Priminator's work was used without his permission for a mass retail product that's going to be millions of them all over the United States, which I dare I say there might even be something there legally that probably could be argued here. But at the same time, I also understand probably why it happened. And it was probably all a giant mistake by a bunch of lazy individuals working for a third-party licensee company. I work with different third-party licensee companies, like I said, and there is a lot of care that goes into that kind of stuff from a trademark standpoint, from a design standpoint. I mean, just to give a great example, Symbiote Studios, awesome people, amazing stuff. There's a whole process that goes on before those plushes get made, making sure that every color of the animation models are done properly before it goes out there to not misrepresent the Transformers brand. Very important. And it's not just the Transformer stuff. It falls into the Power Ranger stuff. It falls in the My Little Pony stuff. It falls with the Magic the Gathering stuff and the G.I. Joe. That's a company that cares about it because they were fans. They have people that work on it who are fans. And then you got stuff like this that's it's made for that dollar store audience. So you could only imagine the dollar store care that might be put into this product. Yay, man, they send you the control art, you slap that on a sticker sheet and then print it at the factory and sell them by the millions and enjoy the printed money from something so simple and, of course, the licensing involved in it. So that's kind of what happened here, and I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on it because I feel that it's something that I have experience in and could explain properly. But I do feel bad for Thomas Duncan and this happening, and I do suggest probably, Thomas, that maybe you reach out to Forever Clever and bring it to light, in all honesty. You know, it's something where it's not cool that your hard work and design kind of gets, thrown under the rug because some individual was too lazy to do a little bit of extra research and just literally clicked on the first image on Google Images. Like, that's no joke. So that's what I think probably happened. And I mean, the Energon sword, the other one, I understand Thomas did one too, but there is some cases where you can maybe argue, like, okay, maybe they also like looked at The Last Night and Age of Extinction and those design stuff. But chances are, if they pulled the axe, they probably did the same thing with your sword too. So that's all I'm going to say with that. So probably, but definitely the axe, I could see the case just for my own little, due diligence and research here. Let's try to end this on a positive note. So we have the announcement for our next Transformers fan stream from Hasbro Pulse. Their social media account just recently posted that we have our date and time for when we're going to get all our new reveals and everything. And they say here, get ready to roll out for the Transformers fan stream coming hot next week, April 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join Ben and the rest of the Transformers team on your YouTube channel for a reveal pack stream to see the newest bots you want to add to your collection. Don't miss out. So again, reminder, April 4th, 2023, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be Tuesday, next Transformer Tuesday, 1 week from today. We're going to see some brand new stuff on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel on the Transformers fan stream, so stay tuned for that. And that's it we're all going to talk about today. Again, a little bit of negative news. Let me know what you think about all the controversy and everything that's going on there. Look, guys, once in a while you got some lazy dudes working for lazy companies. It is what it is, and there might be some updates to this in the future. I wish all the best to Thomas and all his hard work and stuff. Let me know what you think, guys, and we'll talk again real soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast.